Hey traders, AC Trader here again, going over all of the trades that we've taken today. We had an amazing day, a stock up over 500%. It's 2 days in a row where we had stocks go up 500%. Awesome. We took a couple trades today, not too many, a little choppier still. However, did capitalize on these big stock movements. All right, first stock that we traded was actually TNON. This is the stock that actually made that 500% move. Well, the reason we took this trade is when we sat down right before 7 o'clock, we did notice this nice curl pattern. So we saw this curl pattern forming over this pre-market high of 292. We saw that there was a breakout and we were able to take that. Perfect. Now, once that breakout happened, got a little pullback, and we were able to do the rest of our due diligence and going over our daily chart. So as soon as we sat down, we were able to take that first trade. Going to the daily and doing our due diligence and marking out our key resistance areas. Let's do that now. That way we can see exactly what we were looking at then. So we had that 292 mark that we ended up breaking. We had this big gap from 292 all the way to 326. So that was a perfect trade to take. We had at 346 mark. We have the 357 mark, which is pretty close. And then we can go all the way up to the 412. Big gap up to 460. We can even put one there. And then even a bigger gap up to 595. All right. Now we do have a couple key points in between. We have our 200 EMA that is right here at that 550 mark. So as a note that we did make at that point in time, just to be on the safe side, because we know that 200 EMA on the daily is a key resistance point. All right. So once we did that, we were able to push through these marks at 346 as well as 357. As soon as we were able to push through those, take trades on them, going up through, like I said, that was our 7 o'clock burst. We were able to hold those levels. And once we saw that we broke and hold, we went over these topping tails. We had an increase in volume, massive increase of volume here, pushed us through those trades. Also, one thing we did look at as well, once it got a little higher, is, sorry, let me get the right tool here, is this trend line that formed. So when we see this trend line forming with this nice curl pattern and the key resistance points at 450, and we end up breaking it with an influx of volume, that's a good sign. So we were able to not only push through that 456 mark, but also that $5 mark all the way up to $6. And we knew that's where our 200 EMA was on the daily chart, so we knew that there was a potential risk of it not going any higher, especially with this giant topping tail. So at that point in time, with that giant topping tail, no more trades for me. Absolutely done. We got everything that we could. We had our nice move at 7 o'clock. That's another nice curl pattern upwards, breaking this ascending resistance line. Honestly, 3 beautiful trades in there. Absolutely perfect. Picture perfect. The next stock we looked into was actually POAI. Now, I didn't take any trades on this initially. The reason being is we're still cautious with all the pops and drops we've been dealing with throughout the week. So, the week, the month, and the year, a lot of pops and drops. So obviously approaching everything with caution. We did have some movement here at 7 o'clock, but an immediate flush. All right, some topping tails, getting tougher to trade. Not really my favorite thing here. However, we did start to run away a bit. We did have a key resistance point right there at that 167, and we were able to break through that, which was perfect. And then at that point, we did hold that level. So once we were able to hold that level, this is a trade that we were able to take. So we shot up, we were able to break it. However, it didn't break through that $2 mark. So when we retested and were able to actually break through that $2 mark, this was our perfect entry for a trade and rode that up. Now, let's double check to make sure that if there's anything saying that we had some resistance up at that $2 mark, and we absolutely did. So we knew that was an area that we had to take with precaution. So once we broke through that, going up, popping tails, and then back to the rejection, and back D went negative. All right. So the next stock that we were looking at was KBSX. Now this is one I did not take any trades on at all. This is one of the reasons that I am so cautious on taking trades out right here. So looking at KBSX, what ended up happening is we got that pop right through that previous high of 330, 340, all the way up to 460, huge trade, and then the immediate flush, complete reversal of that exact thing. So that was only at 8 o'clock. So we knew for a fact that we had to be careful. So now we are seeing the trend continue from previous days and previous months of trading. Stocks are jumping, may completely flush still. So we have to be careful. So now that we've already gotten some good trades off of TNON and POAI, I'm not looking to trade too much more. We were doing pretty good. However, another stock did pop up, and that was ALMS. Click the right stock. ALMS worked perfect for me. The reason this one worked perfect is doing my due diligence and going to my daily chart. Once this stock hit my scanner, I wanted to see how much room it had to run. So looking at what it had to run, we had key mark of 390 there. From there, we can go all the way up to 440, and then up from 440, 465, 465, room to 497, and after that 497 to 560, and then even further from there, 620, all the way up to 724. So we knew we had some gaps, and we wanted to see what we can make happen here. So the beautiful thing is we were able to see those big gap fills we could have taken advantage of right here, from 497 to 560, from 560 to 620, to 620 to 724. So once we got that increase of volume, we were able to break over these levels, these key resistance levels. This sent the stock flying up. All right, now we did have to approach with some caution. Obviously, we just had those pops and drops from earlier on POAI as well as KBSX. So we wanted to make sure that we weren't getting in and immediately dumping on us. So once we saw these topping tails, 100% approach with caution, took our profit. And I don't think we even took this trade right here. I know it would have been wonderful, but with these topping tails and these red candles and higher volume red candles here, it's kind of hard to say, yes, I should have taken that trade, especially with all the profit I already had right here. All right, guys, those are the stocks that I traded. Did absolutely wonderful today. One stock over 500%. We had two stocks pop up, one completely reverse and not go back up. And then we had ALMS that worked out absolutely beautiful, guys. All right. Thanks again for watching, guys. Remember, please like and subscribe.